first part you're going to learn sounds like this. So to get started, we're going to do about half a C shape. I like to use my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string and middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string and an open G. You're not going to fret anything else besides those 2 notes for these first 3 progressions. We're going to pluck the 3rd fret A, 2nd fret D, open G, and then back down to the 3rd fret of the A. Here to move to the 2nd chord, you're going to pluck the 3rd fret of the A again and slide up to the 5th fret of the A string, keeping that half C shape. So 3rd fret, slide to the 5th fret, and then you're going to put your middle finger down on the 4th fret of the D string this time, and you're going to do that same progression. A, D, G, A. So first chord to the 2nd. From here, you're going to slide up from the 5th fret of the A string to the 7th fret of the A string, and this is why I use my ring finger, because the next fret you have to do is going to be the 5th fret of the D string, and that's a whole step away. But you're going to do A, D, open G again when you get to this chord. Now we're not going to go back to the A for this one, because you got to do the final lick at the end. But those first 3 are what you're going to use the majority of the entire song. So. Now from here, to finish up that first part, you're going to come down to the B string over here, and you're going to pluck the 3rd fret and slide to the 5th fret. Then you're going to go back down to the 3rd fret, down to the 1st fret, open, and then an open G. All of that together. So if you've learned that, you've learned about 90% of the song. There's only one more portion you need to learn, and it's at the end of this little progression. Sounds like this. So you notice the first 3 portions of the progression are exactly the same. It's just the ending that changes. So if we're over here on the 7th fret A, 5th fret D, you're going to pluck A, D, G again like you did before. But then you're going to go back to the 5th fret of the D string, and here's where you do that slide. So I put my pinky down on the 7th fret of the D string and slide up to the 9th, then back to the 7th, down to the 5th, and then end on the 4th before you repeat the whole process again. So that last part together. Go back to the first part. So all together. And you put those 2 parts together, and that's the entire song. Plays that way all throughout. Chorus, verse, everything. So there are a couple other ways you could play those licks, either lower on the fretboard or higher on the fretboard if you'd like. So I'm just going to quickly show those here. Either way, you're going to be playing the same notes, just on a different string. So one option for that first half is like this. So instead of sliding up on the 3rd fret here, and then back down, you're just going to slide up here. So you start on the 7th fret of the G string up to the 9th, then back to 7th, 5th, 4th, and then open. It's the same as... I just noticed in the recording it sounds more like it's coming from the B string than one of these D strings or G strings. Now you can inverse that on the second half. So the second half I told you is played like this. lower on the fretboard. So before we went 7th to the 9th fret of the G string, but now we're going 2nd to the 4th fret of the G string. Back to the 2nd fret, open G string, and then 4th fret D. That's the same as up here. So a couple different ways you can play the same notes, and you can play the whole song any which way you want. You can even switch between the two. So now I'm just going to play through both parts so you can play along if you want to. Again, tabs in the description on my website, pinned comment below. You'll find them if you don't want to have to play along with the lesson and want to go on your own. Here we go, version 1. Version 2. Like I said, you can switch back and forth between the two. Alright guys, that does it for this lesson. If you learned something, hopefully you subscribe and ring the bell. Really helps the channel out. Again, tabs are going to be down below in the description and on my website if you want to check that out too. It's got all my lessons, all my tabs. You can access it for free. Check it out. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video.